Hello, my name is Austin Hamlin, and I am representing the Indiana Ag and Tech FFA chapter. I'll be doing my demonstration for agriculture and farm business management. So here's my introduction for today. I got a donkey, a miniature donkey, for Christmas because my mom asked, do you want a puppy or do you want a donkey? And I had wanted a donkey for so long that I obviously chose a donkey. Well, we soon quickly found out that donkeys are very expensive, just like their horse counterparts. So we scoured the internet for a really long time and we didn't really find anything until we stumbled upon our donkey named Otis, who was only $300. I thought, oh, this will be amazing for protection for my goats and my chickens. But because he's a miniature donkey, I soon found out that they're docile creatures and they aren't much bigger than a coyote, so they're not great for protection. So then we had to figure out, well, we need to make our investment back on this, and how do we do that in the most effective way possible? So what's all the fuss over this little guy? So, like I mentioned earlier, we got this donkey for Christmas, and we soon started working with him and doing our research on how to make money off of these donkeys. And like I said earlier, with show donkeys being so expensive, we decided that we can make money off of trying to get him to his best shape and then shaping him into the donkey that we want for the donkeys that we will want in the future. So my company's visions, missions, and values is that I want to turn my love of miniature donkeys into a business that I will be able to profit off of. My vision being that I want a very high quality herd for my donkeys. And my values are that I want to be ethical and transparent in my dealings with donkeys because I always feel it is very important to have a good relationship between your breeder and your customer. My biggest value right now is education because I feel that it is important to bring light to this topic because miniature donkeys I feel are very underrepresented in the livestock community as of today. So my SOAR analysis is something that I found earlier with strengths, opportunities, aspirations, and results. So my strength being that since I am new to donkeys, I have to do a lot of research on my donkeys. And because I have to do a lot of research on these donkeys, I have to get the best information from the best research. So as you can see here, I have this little toy for my donkey because he gets bored in the barn a lot. So it's got a candy apple on top and a jolly ball on the bottom that he can beat around while he's bored in the barn on snowy days like it was the past couple of months. My opportunities being that there is a large Amish population here in Indiana. So because the Amish are religious and because their religion prohibits from them using most modern technologies, they can't use tractors like this. They have to use animals such as donkeys and horses. So if I want to appeal to the Amish market, I have to breed good, strong, healthy donkeys so that they will want to buy my donkeys. My aspirations are to have a large breeding stock of very high quality show, work, and recreational donkeys. And my end result obviously being that I want to succeed in this business and turn my passion into something I can profit off of. So why miniature donkeys over horses or other donkeys, things like that? Well, this is my little sister here, and as you can see, he is feeding him an animal cracker, and that just shows how docile he is. He is the most calm, cool, and collected animal I've ever owned. He is the sweetest thing on my farm, and he is my best friend. They're very cost effective to own. I can feed him with under $500 in a year. To put that in perspective, the average American spends $500 in 2 months on groceries. So with keeping costs low, all they eat is hay, leaves, twigs, foliage like that. You don't have to feed them grain like you do cattle, swine, goats, chickens. They just eat hay and whatever they can find on the ground. So that's very cost effective for me. And like I mentioned earlier, with their pound to pound strength, this little donkey, believe it or not, can carry 60 pounds and pull up to 650 pounds at 250 pounds. The donkey is one of the most strong animals in the animal kingdom in America. So how do I make money off of this? Well, I found that when you want a donkey, you want something meaty, you want something strong, you want something that can do what its intended purpose is, and that intended purpose is whatever you want it to make. So Otis, he is a pet right now because I can't cart train him. So here's Otis again, and he is just a pet. He just hangs out in the barn with the goats, but he does become larger, we will get him cart trained, and he will be able to help with farm chores like taking out other animals' waste or taking food to the lot. Or if I want to, I can take him to the fair and have him pull people around in a pull cart. And there's all kinds of way to make money with this donkey that isn't just by selling them. You can use them as a novelty animal. For instance, when you have this donkey and he can pull a person, if you see a miniature pony at the fair and it's got a cart on the back and it's only $5 to ride him, your first thought is, I want to ride the miniature horse, because how can an animal that small pull something like me that's so big? So how do you make your money back off of this? Well, you start with breed quality. When you have breed quality, you have better donkeys, you have more strong donkeys, and you have a better reputation as a breeder overall. When you have a donkey like Otis, who is a big, strong, healthy donkey, he will be able to pull a lot of weight. And you can find lower quality ones for cheap, but you don't want a cheap, low quality donkey that can't pull very much when you're going to have him pulling things all the time. So why miniature? Why would I go miniature when I can get a big donkey who can pull more, who can carry more? Well, not everyone has the space to do it. I live on a very small farm, and because of that, I have to optimize my space to the best of my abilities. And as I mentioned earlier, costs. It only costs $500 to feed him for an entire year. That is the cheapest animal by far that I have ever owned in my entire life. Temperament. They are great for people who have physical or mental disabilities because they're adaptive personalities. There is a lot of incidents of where a person with a mental or physical disability has a service donkey that they will take with them, and the service donkey is so adaptive to that one person that they can overcome just about any situation that you throw at them. And let's face it, look at this little guy. He's absolutely adorable. So how is this important to the ag industry? Well, I feel diversity is also very important in the ag industry because whenever you think of a farm, you just think, oh, they might have some cows, or they might have a horse or two, they might have some goats or some chickens. No one really thinks about some of these other animals that do a lot of behind-the-scenes work that no one really sees until you show them. Working stock is also a very important part of their personality. When you can have an animal that will work for you and that you can have a close bond with that animal, that is very important for when you live on a small farm like I do. When he will be able to pull carts, then he will be able to do a bunch of stuff that will save me, my mom, and everybody else a bunch of hassle in the long run. Hobby farms. So if you want someone who's just got like a petting zoo, or maybe they're just looking for an animal that they don't want a temperament like a horse, where they're super hard-headed, maybe they just want a big puppy dog, because that's all miniature donkeys' temperaments are, is giant puppy dogs. They will do anything to please you, and they are super eager to please you no matter what they have to do for it. Show animals. As I aptly mentioned earlier, donkey industry is huge. Show donkey can go from $800 to $5,000 for a single donkey. They can do anything a horse can do, just smaller. They do jumping competitions, they do pull carts, they do lead roping. You can do just about anything you can do with a horse with a donkey. And novelty animals. Petting zoos love miniature donkeys because it's a donkey that has way smaller features and a way more adaptable, more loving personality to it, rather than having the stubbornness of a traditional donkey. So those are some of the reasons that donkeys are very important to the ag industry, and I do thank you for your time today, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as I enjoyed giving it.